Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at a parcel that I've been sent. It's the TINaudio T3 earbuds, budget audiophile IEMs, in-ear monitors. As you can see from the size of this parcel, I was sent more than just the T3s. They've actually sent me a few different earbuds. We'll just be checking out the T3s today. So there will be more videos to come in the future, but let's open this up and have a look at what we've been sent. So I've been sent a few earbuds from brands that I haven't really seen before. P4 Pro, TENHZ AHE03 by Weezer. We've got one of the new KZs, the AS06. So this actually has 6 balanced armature drivers. And then last, the TIN HiFi T3s. So definitely a bigger box to the previous two. I have done a video on the T2 and the T2 Pro. Again, similar to the T2 Pro, we've got a 10mm dynamic driver and also a balanced armature driver. I haven't seen any reviews on these yet, so I just wanted to get my own opinion. So let's get into these, check them out, see how they differ from the previous models. So obviously there's a few changes between the T2, T2 Pros and the T3s. The packaging is obviously different. This is the older T2, T2 Pros, pretty much the same earbud with just small changes. They've upped the size of the packaging. The actual case that it comes in is bigger. So one of the biggest differences with the looks, it has some details that are different, but the blue and the red are the other way around. But in these earbuds and the previous models, it doesn't have an L or R on the earbud, just the colors. It's the cable that has the L or R, the left or right. So you just have to make sure that that is going to the right ear. And they've done that so that you can either wear it straight up into your ear or use the ear hook. The other main differences just from the packaging is that they come with more ear tips, a few different options of silicone ear tips. They've also supplied a smaller version of the foam ear tips. In the previous gen, you just got one blue foam ear tip and a few different silicons. Got a lot of options with this new model. They've gone for a grey rather than a blue, but I think the colour makes a difference. The ear tips are a lot skinnier and longer rather than short and wide like the previous gen. Very similar design, still with just 2 little air holes. The cable is a lot bigger, a lot thicker. So this is the cable from the previous gen. This is the T2 Pro, and now this is the cable of the T3s. So dramatically bigger. And then the size of the plug is smaller, which is a little bit similar to the original T2s. That's the original T2s. This is the T2 Pro, which is dramatically bigger. Now it's sort of a mix of the two. The styling of the second, the size of the first. I don't think the plug makes that much of a difference. There is different opinions on whether the cable actually makes much of a difference. I know with some of the KZs that I've tried, the newer improved cables did make a difference in the sound. So I'm going to get into it, have a listen to these, see how it compares. Also try some of my KZ earbuds just to see how they compare. I'm no audiophile, I just like to do more of a comparison videos, how they differ from previous models. The T3s are also going to be in a Massdrop. I've been sent a link. From the looks of it, it's closed at the moment, but I believe it's about to open up and they're doing a new drop on these earbuds. So let's get into it, let's check them out and see how they sound. Hey guys, so I've been listening to the earbuds, obviously comparing them against the old models and a few other earbuds that I've reviewed previously. Like I said earlier in the video, I have reviewed the previous gen earbuds. They definitely improved slightly with the T2 Pros. They were always a little bit harsh in the highs for me. My hearing is quite sensitive to highs, and they are a neutral sounding earbud where they're more evenly balanced than other earbuds. The new ear tips, I didn't go through and try all the ear tips, but the ones that came with it, which were a similar size to the previous gen, a little bit skinnier, I actually had trouble keeping them in my ears. So I did actually put the ear tips from the T2 originals on them. They just seem to sit in my ear a lot easier. They come with a lot of different ear tips, so I'm sure you will find one that fits your ear, but I just swapped them for the meantime off the old model. The ear hooks, the previous gen was just a loose cable over the ear. These have the plastic coating, which some do come with. Again, they didn't seem to stay in the ear that great. They're more of a memory ear hook They just stay in the original shape. They don't mold around the ear. I think that's why they did put the big bead or cable management on, is to hold that under your neck and hold them in a little bit, because I did have them coming over the top of my ear a little bit. The cable itself feels a lot more substantial from the previous gen. All the details of the previous gen have been exaggerated. Definitely trying to go for that audiophile sort of feel to these earbuds. Everything about these does seem like a premium product. Comparing these against the previous gen, they didn't seem as loud in the ear. They have definitely improved the sound. It is more of a refined sound. The highs are not as harsh. The previous two did sound a little bit harsh to me on some songs. They sort of feel loud in the ear, like you got to turn them down a little bit. These didn't have that. They're more of a full sounding, more refined, well balanced sound. They definitely have a more deeper, full sound. I'm not a professional in any way. I like to more compare the different models and tell you what I hear, and I definitely think that these are better than the previous generation. I much prefer listening to these. They definitely just sound more refined, more well balanced, like a more expensive earbud. When you're comparing the two and listening between them, the previous gens definitely sound like a cheaper earbud in comparison. So like I said, I definitely recommend the T3s over the T2s. Definitely improved, really nice sounding earbuds. I had the KZ ES4s sitting around, so I thought I'd compare them. They are one of the KZs that I definitely recommend. They're a cheaper earbud. They're only around 20 or 30 Australian dollars. So if you are just getting into IEM's budget audiophile earbuds, these are definitely one that I recommend, the ES4s. Comparing the ES4s against the T3s, ES4s had a smaller sound stage, a little bit of a cooler sound. The T3s, the sound signature sounded a little bit warmer or bassier than the ES4s, although the ES4s seem to have a lot bigger kick in, say, drums. I don't know if that's the correct terms. It's sort of got a big kick to the bass, whereas the overall sound signature of the T3 seemed a little bit more bassy. T3s have really nice detail, a really well balanced sound, and definitely the T3s sound more expensive than the E4s. In my previous reviews with the T2s and the T2 Pros, I still recommended the KZs. I think that they have a better sound for me personally, but comparing the two now, I definitely recommend the T3s are better. But saying that, the ES4s are a budget IEM. They're really cheap, and for the price, I do recommend the ES4s. They're definitely really good for the price. Because of that, I went and got my favorite KZs, the ZS10s. These are my favorite KZ, and these are probably a little bit closer in price. I know the T2 Pros are around 90 Australian dollars. That was on the Massdrop, I believe, when I checked it. I'm not sure what the T3s are going for. The KZ ZS10s go for around $50 or $60. The ZS10 definitely have a wider sound stage and more separation. You really hear all those different instruments when you're listening to the music, and that was the really strong point of these ZS10s. These are definitely more of a competitor to the T3s. Really nice vocals, but the ZS10s just have a really deep bass. One of the songs that I listen to when comparing music is Pink Floyd, Hey You. It's a remastered song with lots of different instruments, so you can hear the separation in the sound stage, and the bass drop in that song just sounds like thunder with these like really deep bass. T3s probably have a little bit more of a sparkle in the details, and they just sound a little bit more refined in how well balanced they are. They're definitely more of a flat, neutral sound. You don't really notice anything when you're listening to them in a good way. You don't hear, oh, that's a little bit too high, or that's really deep, or nothing really stands out. It's really well balanced. They definitely sound premium, and they definitely don't sound like a budget earbud, but they definitely have a more of a neutral sound. Whereas the ZS10s, you notice how deep that bass is, you notice how high they go. They're sort of all over the place. They're an amazing earbud, and I definitely recommend them. They're probably still my favorite earbud. And if you are into IEMs, definitely check out the KZ ZS10. I've got other videos on them. I highly recommend them. But if you are looking for something a little bit more neutral sounding, more balanced sounding, you liked the previous T2s, you are definitely gonna like these. They've got more bass than the previous gen. They're controlling the highs a lot more. When I say controlling, they don't have harsh highs, sibilance in the sound. They're really well balanced. Nice vocals, nice highs, nice bass. and I definitely do recommend these. Definitely check out the Massdrop. I'll put some links down below. I don't get anything from the links. I don't get a percentage of sales or anything. I just got these sent to me, so I didn't have to pay for these. So I'll definitely put the links down below, show them some love. So I hope this video was helpful if you were looking at these, if you were comparing them against some other earbuds. I hope comparing them against a few different earbuds also helped. If you want to know anything more about these, comment down below. If this video was helpful, give it a like. Like I said at the start, there's more videos coming with some of these other earbuds that was sent to me. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.